Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at how to create a waterfall scene inside a circle. So we're going to need a pen or a pencil, we're going to need something to draw around. I'm going to use my saucer again, and for this one I've added a little bit of colour. So I've got a bit of green, a brown and a blue. Okay, and if you've got more colours then it's even more exciting, more options. So, new piece of paper. I'm going to start off with my circle, okay? Carefully drawing around my plate. And I'm going to start off with a waterfall. Now, I really like drawing waterfalls, quite a lot of fun. And you can play around with them. You can make them short and wide, you can make them long and thin, you can make them have lots of layers, so there might be 1, 2, 3 parts cascading down. And you can do all kinds of things coming off them. So I'm going to start off with a boulder, which is going to be hanging over the top of my waterfall. So it's just like a funny blobby shape, about 3/4 of the way up the page. Right, then I'm going to turn this to make sure that my line is straight. And this is going to be a horizontal line. So this is the edge of the waterfall. Above that would be a river or a pool, and the water is now coming down. So then I'm going to have a curve here, okay? And I'm going to have a curve here. So I've got a straight line with a curved edge, and that's going to show the water coming down. Okay, now I'm going to leave the bottom of the water here because I want to show the splash of the waterfall hitting the next pool and causing all of that white water. I'm going to draw another pool here. I'm going to draw an edge of the pool here. And I'm going to do another bit coming down like so. I'm going to leave the bottom. And then I'm going to do a pool like this. Okay. So this one is a little bit different to my first one. This is my first one where I've got my waterfall. And it's coming down to a river. This one, I've got waterfall, pool, waterfall, pool. Okay, so let's make it look a bit more like a picture. So I'm going to have the edge of my waterfall here, maybe some rocks, some vegetation here. The water is going to run down to here, and I'm going to do these lines coming off at all these funny angles here. And this is to show the splash, the water spraying everywhere in this part of the picture. Then there'll be a pool over here, another rock here, and a rock here, and it's going to happen again. I've got my edge down here, my lines going in all different directions, splash, splash, splash into my river. Okay, now, how do I make it look like there's water running? Well, you've got to add some of these lines here. So I'm going to follow this curve here. Curve, 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 curve. So some of these lines are going to start at the top, and some of them are going to start in the middle and just come down. Some of them are going to start at the bottom and come up. Okay, and over here, the same thing is going to happen. All right, splish, splash, splosh, and then the pool goes like so. So let's get some blue in here to make it really clear. Again, with these blue lines, I'm going to go up and down with a slight curve at the top. And I'm going to leave a little bit of white, okay, because quite often with a waterfall, there's quite a lot of white water where the water's splashing around. Okay, and here, have some fun. It's all spraying in all different directions like so. Again, spray, 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 spray. And where the water is pooled, it's calmer and deeper. Maybe you'd see more of a blue, like so. Okay, that's coming down there. And I've got my waterfall growing. Now, I'd like my waterfall to be in the middle of the jungle, somewhere you might stumble upon this amazing sight and it's really beautiful and idyllic, and maybe you go for a swim. Maybe you can find a rock to jump off, something like that. Okay, so we're going to build up some vegetation. So what we could do is over here, where I've got my edge here, I could build that up and I could start to draw some fantastic tree. So I'm going to have my main trunk. You might have seen the tree video, guys. You just draw branches coming off and off and off. Okay, so that's the body of my tree there. Maybe over here, there'll be some other sorts of vegetation here. So I might draw another kind of bush shape, almost like the skeleton of the bushes. Maybe there'll be some leaves hanging in from the side, from the canopy above. Okay, right, so I'm going to add some blobs, okay? Blob, 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 blob. And I'm being pretty rough here. I'm doing all these collection of leaves coming off the branches. But remember, as well as being here, they'd also be coming towards you, okay? So don't forget to fill in some blobs here, right? So we've got a lovely tree here. Over here, maybe it's a different style of tree. Maybe instead of blobs, I'll do kind of spiky bits coming off like so. Over here, I'm going to fill these in green. Maybe they're kind of palm leaves hanging down. This is coming over like so. And surrounding the waterfall, you might well have some rocks. You might well have some moss growing, maybe some lichen. So I'm going to use a bit of brown here in my background, filling in these gaps here. And I'm being pretty loose, pretty relaxed with my colouring. Just want to build up the effect here, because I'm going to build up this again with a bit more green. And I'm just randomly sort of scribbling a little bit. And that's fine, okay? I'm doing that just to show the impression of some of the greenery that might be growing nearby, okay? The lush forest. Okay, right. Now, I'll go back to my pen. And it's almost like drawing clouds now. I'm going to do fluffy clouds with line in the middle. I'm going to show you here, okay? Fluffy, 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 fluffy. Couple of lines in the middle. Could be a cloud, could be part of a tree. Build that up. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Okay, and you can keep building this up and up and up. Now, I don't know if you've seen the mountain video, but you can play around with dots. You can play around with hatching and cross-hatching and build up some of the detail there. Okay, so you can see, if I put in a bit more time into this, I could add all sorts of details to my picture. Okay. Now, one thing that's really easy to do is if you've got a pencil, pencil is a perfect rock colour, a grey Boulder. Okay, so you might want to use quite a lot of pencil there to build it up. Okay, possibly you could do a bit of tree hanging down here. Okay, exactly the same principle as when we do it coming over from here. You do the branches hanging down. You add a little bit of green, and that expands your composition there. Okay, dot, 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 dot. Okay, so have a play, guys. There's two there for you to have a look at. You can be as creative as you like. You can add all the detail you like. All right, good luck. Remember, guys, I'd love to see these. If you want to send me an email with your picture, that'd be amazing. All right, bye.